won't chamber all the way.
Fuck! Oh!
That's probably due to it being so hot you can't even rack it though.
What's going on, guys? We're back with the GFY-1. We're back in the range today. I got some of the lowest, cheapest shotgun shells I could find. They are 1,200 feet per second, low brass. If it'll run these, chances are it'll run pretty much anything. And as you can see, to make sure it's not a quality load issue, I also got some other Federals. I got pretty much the cheapest that I could find. But man, am I proud of how far this thing has come from the first time I shot it, where we were jamming every shot, having all them issues. In the first video, I went over basically how the break-in procedure works on these shotguns. Through the entirety of shooting, it wasn't a full 350 rounds. I ended up going through like 250, I think, all around, which is fine, you know. That's good enough because that was initially the break-in on the gun. However, I ended up having a feed issue one time, well, twice if you count the second time, but both of those were related to ammo itself. You'll actually see the handle stick when it's trying to do the return. The charge handle will actually stick when it's trying to do the return, and that's the indication that there was an issue with the shell feed. And so when they were rolled from the factory, crimped, whatever you want to call it, there was a lip that was left on them, and it was hanging on the feed ramp. I found that I actually had 2 rounds out of the entirety of everything I shot. The reason I didn't do the full 350 is because it is true this gun's recoil does get to be a lot after, you know, 200 rounds. Now, the Tokarev does a little better. I intend to do a video in the next week or so on the Tokarev TBD-12. I love these little Turkish shotguns. I love breaking them in, and I love just how they operate and how they run. Now, I think it's this clip. There it is. You see the hang up, and then it cycles. Click, let that shell out. Fires the last round, no problem. So I end up putting that round in, I believe, second to last at the bottom of the next magazine. I don't think I stick it straight in the top. Like I said, this was actually recorded like Friday, and it's now Monday or Tuesday, and I'm doing this. So yeah, I put it in the bottom, and I put one on top. So coming up with this one, basically just gonna feed it in, and this is the second issue that I had as far as the aim. Actually, I fucking lied. That fell, so I put it on safe and ended up putting up another target. Now, here's where the other failure is going to come in. Same issue with the magazine. You'll notice that the charge handle actually hangs halfway through, and I've pretty much figured out that that's the telltale sign of a bad feed. As you can see, I was able to pull it back, correct it, take the pressure off of it. We ended up cycling both rounds out, including the one that had the fucked up roll on it to start with. Also, when I go to racking it right here, you can actually see some smoke coming out of the chamber. That's cosmoline, break-in oil, all that stuff, because I still haven't cleaned this thing from the first time that I shot it. I've just been beating on it like it's a stepchild. So we're going to run this next magazine in. I noticed that if you don't put the magazine in directly, giving it a little smack can help it. I know in the first video I said it's not fucking Vietnam, so don't be beating the shit out of it, but that's what you get.
Another one.
And of course, the stupid ass fucking hangers, they just love dicking me around. I think I dropped 3 targets out there. I didn't even get to like fully shred them or destroy them before they fell down, which honestly is pure aggravation. It's honestly like baiting me, or they're trying to, I would swear. So we're going to try a different way now. I'm going to start folding the top of them, seeing if that keeps them in. It's funny how this is supposed to be a video about a gun, and we're steadily talking about the little fucking hanger that holds the target in place. So now that we're reloaded, back up and running where we can do it, of course, that was the last round in the magazine. Who would have thunk it? And, you know, this was a range employee. He brought me another target that I could shred because they saw that I was dropping mine. They also know that I go through a lot of targets when I'm doing these tests and stuff like that, because I'd be burning the shotguns down, man. I'd be beating the fuck out of them. So, you know, we're just going to keep on burning down the magazine. You can notice some real discoloration for the muzzle lug, and you can also notice for sure steam from the cosmoline coming out of the ejection port. Now this gun is going to continue to get hotter, and as it continues to get hotter, we're not going to see any fails of substantial magnitude. I'm just kidding, we're not going to see anything at all. The magazine gave me no issues, the ammunition gave me no issues. I did have one problem with, like I said, seating the magazine in. That wasn't nothing a quick slap didn't fix. And of course, now we've done started forgetting where the operations are on the firearm, which is just lovely. That's what you always want to know, you know? I think this is when I noticed that the magazine was getting tighter to put in. Oh, we're still at 5 minutes. Of course it's not. This is crazy, bro. Well, enjoy this. I'll be back at like 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So this was the last magazine before I had to break open the box and start getting into the box. It was like 3 or 4 boxes out of there, so we're like within 75 rounds of finishing for the day at this point. Now when I do the Tokarev, I've already done a 400 round burn down on it. However, I'll probably be doing another video on it and be doing the same amount of rounds, similar to, close to, just to show you guys the break-in procedure one more time on a different platform, because believe it or not, they look similar and they're both made in Turkey, but they are not the same. The internals are different, albeit the trigger assembly and the return assembly and the piston are pretty much the same, just different designs. Yeah, you can actually see like the amount of shells that I've done put out. So that was that box finished, so we're gonna go ahead and crack open the new one. So now that our magazine is back loaded up, we're going to feed it back into the gun. I think we still have about 70-ish rounds before, hell, it might be less than that. I think at this point you can start to see that the muzzle brake is changing colors, or little muzzle lug at the end of it is starting to change colors. It's also getting so hot that I can't wrap my hands around it. And yeah, you can actually see the smoke coming out of the chamber at this point. And you know, the one thing that I've noticed when I'm running these cheaper shotgun shells is that they tend to have some kind of weight issue where some of them weigh more than the other. You can just tell they're mass produced. They're not the highest quality of rounds, you know. And this would be the point in the video where I noticed that the actual barrel lug had then started to change colors, and now the smoke from the cosplaying should be very noticeable if it wasn't already. It's also like it's so hot I can't hardly rack it anymore. So you can tell this thing's getting warm. It's been put to the ringer. Feel free to count the rounds if you want to. I didn't cut out any of the shooting, any of the malfunctions. Everything that I've done here is exactly as organic as it was when I shot it. Because believe me, I think that if I'm doing a break-in on a gun, or I'm reviewing a gun, or I'm doing any kind of that, there's no need to cover anything up or get rid of it, so it's typically full length. So you guys got basically 15 minutes of non-stop banging, and let me tell you, this thing like was knocking the fuck out of my shoulder by this point. In a couple videos on here, you're gonna see me readjust where I like fire 2 rounds, pull it over closer to my shoulder, because I didn't have it seated right, and it was just hitting me right in that spot between my shoulder and my arm instead of being directly on my shoulder like it's supposed to be. Now, right here, I'm actually gonna like take my sweat, put it on the barrel nut, and you can actually see it like start evaporating. Keep in mind that's a cover, that's not even the barrel, that's a little thing that screws over the cover. So, and the fact that we haven't had any other failures other than what we had in the beginning of the video is just immaculate. It's running like I wanted to. So enjoy the rest of the video, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you guys next week with the Tokarev. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, whatever the fuck else you guys want to do. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
That first door on the breezeway. Let that first door close before we open the second one. Lead shot. Move for firearms, keep the arrows pointed that way. Get on the second conviction, they are clear. Pistol and revolver. Showing that it is
200.
shooting the firearms can only be done at your body. If safe to land with a buddy, only one
Yeah, we're gonna
person
put this
can
thing. This might be it for today.
when you attack. And then you and your buddies quit. Gun stays.
So we actually have 175 rounds left. Ooh, man, at least 225. Quick update. Gun itself is getting too hard. But
Yourself is not clear. Make sure you place
here.
down range. Notify staff.
We also had a change in
Hard for the day.
for the
Go
little
ahead and
muzzle
pack
nut.
the thing and head.
We have the only fail we had was a failure to feed. But we may have found a new issue here.
Centerfire rifle cartridges, steel shot, homestead, dragon belt shotgun round, as well as traces. Any caliber is not allowed. All handheld rifles, lead shot, shotgun shell, as well as rimfire cartridges are.
It's in there. We picked
So
up
if you're
one.
unsure about any of our rules of the range or any questions on our range procedures, please. Your issue is the
Alright, so I figured out what has happened. When I go to push this in, if I don't add that little extra right there onto it to get it in, it won't chamber all the way. That's probably due to it being so hot you can't even rack it though. So